The daughter had a favor, and I gave it to little kids like this. Seesaw swinging with the balls in the school, with your feet flying up in the air. Singing hey diddle diddle with your kitty in the middle, I'm swinging like I didn't care.
Hello and welcome to Pictures in Motion. My name's David Glantz, and boy do we got a great show for you today. First off, thank you all for watching. We have 2 episodes left before the end of this semester. This has been a great ride, so much fun. You know, we're going to be back next year, so make sure you keep following us at PicsInMotion1 on Twitter so you can tweet us questions. It's going to be big. Nonetheless, today's show, we've got a new movie. Nyle saw the movie Oculus this year, so he's going to review that for us. And there's some big movie headlines that were recently dropped. Today, actually. But, you know, as always, we're going to start with our movie review. So, Nyle, Colin, you guys take it away. It's up to you guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pictures in Motion. I went to go see Oculus over the the Easter break, and in brief synopsis, it's about a brother and a sister who try to combat an evil back in their childhood, which is located in a mirror. So here we have the trailer, so check it out.
Hello again. You must be hungry.
Tim is a healthy adult who represents no danger to himself or anyone else, and I believe he should be discharged.
Hey, little brother. I found it.
What do you mean?
We only have a few days
A few days for what?
to keep our promise and kill it. My name is Kaylee Ann Russell. The purpose of today's experiment is to prove that the object behind me is responsible for at least 45 deaths in the 4 centuries of its recorded existence.
We got a new home, so we get new furniture.
It's a bit ostentatious, though, don't you think?
Hey, Dad, who's that lady in your office today?
What lady? We were just kids. We made up a scary story so we wouldn't have to accept the fact that our father was a sick man who killed our...
Mom?
Why don't we just end it right now and smash the damn thing?
First, I intend to prove that the people I've just described were victims of the supernatural force that resides in that mirror.
You want to redeem the family name?
You promised me you'd never forget what really happened.
I was 10 years old.
Daddy?
Tim.
Snap out of it!
It's not real. Oh my God. seen the devil. He hears me.
So how was Oculus, Nile?
I think honestly it was very good. You know, it's a film that you have to pay attention to everything. It questions everything, and like it plays with your mind a lot. Honestly, it's one of those. And if you do not pay attention to every detail, you're gonna miss something. I tried to doze off for a little bit, but
You tried to doze off?
I don't know. I was falling asleep. I got a 9:15 show, so it was pretty late. But it was very good, and like it says here on the thing, it says you see what it wants you to see, and that's what it does. And it really you gotta make sure you gotta pay attention to everything, and you gotta decide for yourself what is real and what is fake in the movie itself.
Mm-hmm. But like, what made this movie so good for you? Like, why? I know that you said like it's complete mind bender, but if it's a good movie, why did you enjoy it? Was it like the pacing? How was the acting? Like, Kyle and I didn't have a chance to go see it. We were, it was Easter break. And everyone's
I was offered the, a ride to the movie to see it, and I don't know why I declined the offer. I think it was like, oh, I don't have enough money, or I don't really
Oculus?
feel like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it looked like a really cool premise. I know it's like a mirror on the wall type thing, but like Nyle was saying about unknown actors, right? You like that?
Yeah, it's fresh
Carrie
faces.
Gilliam, fresh faces. Carrie Gilliam's in it. She's gonna be in Guardians. She's gonna play the villain.
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool. It's got first-time director, and I always give horror movies the light of day, which is not smart, because I don't want to know how many hours I've wasted seeing bad horror movies at the theaters that I wish I could be doing reasonable things in my life, like watching good movies. But nonetheless, I do want to give it the light of day because I want to find that one horror movie where I'm like, yes.
I mean, it may be because I don't really scare easily. I mean, it had a few jump scares, but it wasn't very scary. It was more very interesting. Since it was like kind of like the creators of Insidious, it kind of gave me that type of feel. It was just interesting to watch, but it wasn't really like scary.
And I think the other reason why I was hesitant to seeing this movie was because while I don't think it's from Blumhouse, from the production company, but I enjoyed Insidious, Paranormal Activity series. They were good up until recently with 4 and the marked ones, which that one was funny.
The marked ones.
I will say that. If you haven't seen marked ones, good unintentional comedy with that.
Okay.
But then there were some kind of bad ones which kind of deterred me not from seeing this, like Dark Skies, The Lopsided Sinister. You didn't like that, right?
No.
Yeah. Did you see
I
Sinister?
really, really, really wanted to. I heard the first 2 acts are as good as anything horror in a long time, but I heard the 3rd act that kind of just goes bonkers.
Well, it's an okay movie. It's got a great concept. There's a lot of brooding and build up to the film.
Fair.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it suffers from overusage of jump scares and the violin string music. It just abuses that, and it just doesn't work.
Right. But either way, about that, how's this recurring Oculus? So, like, as you were saying, is this why you didn't want to? Like,
well, that was kind of it, because the last horror movie that I was excited about and I was actually terrified was The Conjuring, and The Conjuring was a great horror movie.
Great movie.
That was a great throwback to the old haunted house movies from the 70s.
Absolutely. That had a mix of everything, found footage, and that was. If you haven't seen The Conjuring, go watch The Conjuring, and you will get scared.
I didn't think it was that scary, to be honest.
Really?
Well,
I mean, I was watching it with my friend who saw it already, and I don't know. I felt like she was getting scared for me because she was just jumping all the time. But I don't know. I didn't think it was that scary.
Did you think this was scary at all?
This, like I said, it had a few jump scares, but it was more interesting than scary.
Okay, it was more like you said, more than
Conjuring maybe had 2 good jump scares, but they worked. And as Conjuring is, it hits the beats as a horror movie, how it should work, not to what the Paranormal Activity franchise has become more formulaic.
Right.
And if you want to see bad examples of not adhering to a horror movie, I like Sinister, but there are some moments where it does that.
And no, I agree. But going back to the jump scare thing, I think what you were saying is, jump scares, you don't need jump scares to make a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby, no jump scares, terrifying. The Exorcist, no jump scares, terrifying. I know those came out in the 70s and stuff, but nonetheless, I think they can almost be scary if they play with your head.
Well, Exorcist says that jump scares, the purpose of jump scares that you need to have in a horror movie is not using them often, like 2 or 3 times
Okay.
at
That's-
maximum.
that's
Right,
at least-
right.
That's what this did. That's what this did.
It used at the right moments.
Yeah.
And that's what that's why it's so hard to make horror movies.
Because
you
this
know?
movie wasn't like
placing them into
this
pieces.
movie wasn't like a physical thing where there was like a monster. This was more like a very intense mind game.
Yeah.
honestly. That's all. That's what it was.
So, since you're the only one that's seen it here, do you recommend people to see it?
I do recommend it. I think it was very good. Yeah, I think those who find stuff like this interesting would enjoy it.
All right. Well, you heard straight from Nyle. You heard from the guys. Go see Oculus. It wasn't really promoted that well, but that's okay. It doesn't mean it can't be a great film. Stay with us, guys. We'll come back. We're talking about the biggest movie news that dropped this week. Can't wait. Some big names. And stay with us, guys. We'll be right back.
Turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to Pictures in Motion. I'm David Glantz, and we're back with movie headlines. There was some pretty big news that dropped today, and we're going to kick it off right away, actually, with Colin and Nyle. We're going to talk about Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg's rumored project right now. If anyone hasn't seen Saving Private Ryan, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. I think by this point you should.
Yeah, I feel like you really should have. If not, stop watching the show, and I don't encourage that, but stop watching and go see the movie because it's that good. But, yeah, they're planning on making a movie about the Cold War. I read this news. Oh.
You're more excited about this news than I am.
Well, I love Spielberg and I love Tom Hanks. What's not to like?
I love him too. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay.
What's not to
It
like?
is a great combo, though.
Yeah, it is.
Great combination. And Spielberg, he can make any movie he wants at this point because he's a legendary director.
He's
You
Spielberg.
give him what he wants, right? Robopocalypse got delayed. Basically asked for too much of a budget. I can understand that. But him going back to war films, especially during this time period, he nails period pieces as good as anybody, Spielberg.
Yeah. The one thing I actually think is a really good idea is getting back to the Cold War because World War II, I love you could do World War II movies till the end of time and I'll still love them.
Exactly.
But getting in a Cold War, I find a lot more interesting. There's a lot of conspiracies, a lot of proxy wars that happened during this era, and I would be really interested in seeing what's going on.
Right. And in the hands of Spielberg and Hanks, they can really create this espionage type thriller, even if they have to. You're right, the Cold War. There's more relations to spies or whatever it is compared to, say, World War II, where it's battlefield work, you know?
Or like Ben Affleck's Argo.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought-
it's a great example, great comparison, actually, yeah. And I don't know, as soon as the rumor dropped of Spielberg and Hanks teaming up in a Cold War movie, I was just like, all right, sign me up. Like, this could be the worst trailer, worst marketing campaign ever. Could be the worst movie I ever see. If it's those names on it, I'm there. Probably multiple times. And it probably won't come out for like 3 years.
Them making a bad movie.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
But like,
well,
just saying. Well, no, it's not impossible.
Yeah, there have been a few, although some of them don't really come to people's
Right.
attention.
Each of them have had their. I mean, if you make such a big, large amounts of movies, like you're gonna make something else, right? You have to.
Like for Tom Hanks would be Mazes and Monsters, or for Spielberg it'd be Hook.
See, I didn't hate Hook. He's a hater on Hook. I like Hook. Spielberg. I'm trying to think of the worst movie Spielberg make. That could be a whole nother show for a whole nother day. I love that guy. Probably AI actually.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. But all right, yeah. Moving on. So another big news. Tarantino. Everyone heard the rumor about him being the Hateful Eight because everyone saw Django, or I feel like a lot of people saw Django. I can't see it.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Django? Yeah. That's all right. either way, Tarantino comes out, lawsuit, Hateful Eight script gets leaked, right? It's a new Western, and Tarantino's like, I'm not gonna make the movie. Well, he did a reading that sold out a theater in Los Angeles. Sold out a theater. So it was a big event. $200, like the average ticket price I read.
Wow.
Reads it. Yeah, apparently a great script. And what he's going to do is he's going to change the ending. And rumors is he's going to start suing. So all you people that are whining about Tarantino, even though he is a pansy and he whines a lot, let's not forget he's Tarantino. And let's not forget he's still going to make a heck of a movie. If he makes it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'm on board.
Yeah, I love his movies. I know there are some people that have problems with his films as they're like borrowing from other directors and filmmakers, and he just kind of borrows their styles. But honestly, I'd have to say if people really had that many problems with Kill Bill because it didn't really adhere to the format of what like a samurai slasher type of film should have been, then I'm sorry. Even with its narrative problems and with, you know, not so subtle motion it had, it still was an entertaining and fun movie. The action was great and everything, and along with most of his films. The only film I really had any problems with was Death Proof, and that was just because it was Kurt Russell and a bunch of girls talking.
I love that movie, actually.
It's okay. I like it, but man, it's not Planet Terror.
No,
it really
no.
isn't.
Well, to put things in perspective of how great Tarantino really can be, it's if his worst movie is still a good movie, I think that kind of says something.
Good's pushing it, but whatever.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, really quick, since we're on Tarantino, have you seen any Tarantino movies now? You seen none?
You can name some of them.
Pulp Fiction. Just
Reservoir
watch
Dogs?
Pulp Fiction.
All right,
Yeah.
that's all right, man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
They'll come with time. Really quick, wait, what's your favorite Tarantino movie? I want to get this. And if you have questions, tweet, what's your favorite Tarantino movie? At PixelMotion1. All right, now.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp
Easily.
Fiction. Barton.
I love Pulp Fiction. It's my fifth favorite movie of all
That
time.
and Glorious Bastards, like tied. Like, it's close. I like Pulp Fiction a little more.
I don't know. Second favorite would be probably Django or Reservoir Dogs even.
Yeah, it's great.
Either one of those two. They were awesome.
I loved it. All right, well, the third one I want to talk about is the Steve Jobs biopic that we're going to talk about really quick. Danny Boyle, the director of Slumdog Millionaire, which won Best Picture in 2011? Or is it 10? 2011, right? Director of that, he also did 28 Days Later and Train Spotting.
Sunshine.
Really, really talented, 127 hours. Really talented director. David Fincher dropped out recently due to contract negotiations. He wanted $10 million up front. Either way, Fincher out. Sorkin script. It's gonna be good. Aaron Sorkin also rated Social Network.
Okay.
He did Social Network.
Oh, wow.
You know, so that being said, Boyle's now in talks to direct, and yours truly, ladies, Leonardo DiCaprio. Woo! Again, I'm on board, guys. I'm on board. I like Leo. I love Danny Boyle, and I think this is a cool fit.
Yeah, I was kind of uninterested in this bit of news, and then you said Alan Sorkin. I'm like, oh.
Aaron
now
Sorkin's script. Now we're somewhere, right?
Yeah, I really see no problem. If anything, I would like to see a better Steve Jobs movie than the one with Ashton Kutcher.
Man, that was just bad.
That
Bad
was
news.
when it is a candidacy for like my top 10 worst films of last year. Man,
I'm glad I haven't watched it yet since you guys are saying it so
Yeah,
bad.
don't do it.
I mean, it had good set designs. I mean, everything looked good, but the dialogue was terrible. Ashton Kutcher's Steve Jobs is another indicator.
I don't think Ashton Kutcher was a good choice for that.
No,
Kutcher's not a good choice.
Leonardo DiCaprio sounds better because
Right.
after seeing Wolf of Wall Street, I think he can handle it very
He can handle a role like this, and a guy like Danny Boyle, I think it's interesting because Leo and Danny Boyle have worked together on the beach
Well,
a long time ago.
here's an unfortunate thing I have to say. I love Leonardo DiCaprio, but I can't see him as a different character other than Leonardo DiCaprio.
All right, I can see that.
I respect him in him trying his damn best, but I don't see a character when he's acting. I just see Leonardo DiCaprio. It's like my perception of Jim Carrey or Tom Cruise.
You always see that piece of them in the role they're playing,
Yeah.
right? Like Wolf of Wall Street, you see Leo, and and whatever Titanic, you see Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what you're saying, and nonetheless, though, if Leo DiCaprio's Leo DiCaprio, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like, he's good though, and I think it's just it's interesting because the fact that they lost a director or of the caliber of David Fincher, great Oscar-nominated director, and they just go right at it. Danny Boyle, come on in, like That's a bold move.
I think Sorkin was kind of like, Fincher, where are you going?
Yeah.
I thought we had a deal.
Yeah, and Fincher's like, I want $2 million up front and all marketing. And then let's not forget, Girl Drag Tattoo was all marketed by Fincher and that bombed at the box office. Good movie though.
Wait, what was it?
Girl Drag Tattoo, the new one, the American remake.
Oh, that was
It
good.
was very good, but did not do good at the box office.
Really? Damn.
That's why they make a second one.
I'm
Yeah,
kinda
right?
weird.
And yeah, there's a whole thing, but either way, Boyle coming on to direct the Steve Jobs, written by Aaron Sorkin, right there, Golden DiCaprio star, awesome. All right, I'm out, Roth. Woo! Remember to follow us on Pix in Motion 1. Tweet us. What is your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie? We would love to hear. We're going to be back with some more movie news. Keep you updated in the world of movies. Stay with us, guys. Thanks.
Hey! Turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lucido, and welcome back to Pictures in Motion. I'm with Nyle Higgs here and Dave Glantz across from us. What's the movie news right now, Nyle?
Okay, so first thing I have is movies.com say we're going to have a Friday the 13th reboot. Apparently the 2009 version wasn't good enough, so we're gonna do another one.
Shocker. The franchise that never dies, just like Jason.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Well, horror franchises really don't die.
They really don't die. I don't know. I think it's cool that they're rebooting it 100%. I kind of like that. Because that was just an atrocious remake.
I just feel like this year is just the year of remakes and reboots. Like everything, we're running out of ideas for just new stuff. And
Every year is remakes and reboots.
Yeah, there is literally no point remaking this movie at all. The first remake was completely pointless.
Right.
I mean, really, you're thinking about Friday the 13th. This was a movie that based itself off of slasher films like Halloween, Psycho, even hints of Jaws and The Exorcist, and it's just a carbon copy movie. I'm not saying it's entirely, disregard film, but it was a fun, campy movie that a bunch of teenagers you see just get killed
I
off.
guess it was just for the new generation of children, because the kids now didn't grow up in the 80s to see the previous.
Right.
That's like what they're doing with this. That's what I think they're doing with the
But
Spider-Man.
they totally went
too.
for the hack and slash, like that type of horror, and that's not even what the original Friday the 13th was. Sure, it was a slasher film, but it was well made in a way. It was a little tense, it was gory, but it was campy fun, and that's what this next one was missing.
It's overrated, even the original. But it's in that campy sense. It's just another slasher film. It was just a huge box office success, especially bringing about because that was like one of the first. It was like one of the first movies that that had that much gore that it was offering up, and it was going to be the bloodiest movie ever made, and it was just. You had a couple shock moments that worked, like Kevin Bacon's arrow piercing the throat scene, which is still one of the best horror scenes ever.
It's iconic.
But
it's awesome.
Outside of that, there's hit and miss scenes that work with the horror intention, but outside of that, it's senseless animal violence, and unfortunately there's a snake that gets killed during the movie, and really goofy and, again, campy moments that are really silly.
Right, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing for them to do. I can see why they're doing it. It makes sense why they're going to reboot it. I'm not opposed. I would like to see a nice updated version.
I'm opposed.
Of it. Fair enough.
Especially with the rumor of it being found footage style.
That's bad.
I
That's
strongly
bad.
abhor against that idea.
I totally agree.
Okay, for the ladies out there, we have a release date for Magic Mike 2, which will hit July 3rd, 2015.
Double XL, ladies. It's called Magic Mike 2 Double XL. Just gonna point that out. Continue.
I'm not really excited about that.
I don't really know what to say. It seems Soderbergh's AD, which will be cool. Sorry, I know I made everyone feel really awkward on set. Kayla,
What?
our camera operator and floor manager right now is just breaking down. It's really funny.
Are you trying to say something, Dave?
No, Colin, I am not.
Oh,
Sorry, ladies. But that being said, wow, this got really weird. Benchmark double XL. Yeah, you know, pleasantly surprised by the first one. In all honesty, it was.
You watched the whole thing?
When I was ushering at the year, I got about 3/4 of the way.
Oh.
So I do believe I saw enough to say it was a fairly good film, actually. And Steven Soderbergh, how can you not expect something good? So, yeah, I'm not surprised they're making a sequel. I mean, a lot of money at the box office. Ladies are gonna swarm back to see Naked Tatum and Matthew McConaughey. And I'm gonna swarm to hopefully go see a good movie and not just male pornography on screen. But
which is probably what you'll be seeing.
which is, might be what I'm seeing. But let's just hope not. But double XL, come on. How is that not a seller? Like my double XL. I love it. I get a kick out of it. All right, now you got anything, or you want to move on?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, we lost Paul Walker last year, and we are deciding to have his brothers play a role in Fast and Furious 7.
Yeah, what do you think? I don't know. I think it's cool.
Certainly better than the CGI idea.
I agree. I think it's cool. It'll be unique how they kind of implement them in. That being said, people have been out there say it's a publicity stunt. It's not. Like, they brought his brothers on, I think, for the sake that it make for a better movie. And the circumstance that Fast 7 was put in is unbelievably just bad.
Yeah,
you couldn't get anything worse. Your lead star who's been in 7 movies just dies.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? And I think what they're doing is cool. I think it's unique. I think James Wan and the production company know what they're doing. And I think they are going to use a little CGI effect. I just don't think it's much.
Yeah. If they limit themselves to using CGI, like, I don't want to see CGI Paul Walker like walking in front of the screen saying, "Hey, it's me,
Right.
Paul Walker," and it's just like, oh.
Right,
God.
right. And I think they're gonna more CGI him in certain scenes of action and certain scenes of dialogue. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then they're gonna use their brothers more for, I think, close-ups. For more emotional grabbing moments, I think they're gonna like impose their brothers in. And one of the brothers is totally identical to Paul Walker. Like, I'm talking spot on. Like, it's crazy.
See, that's what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
If they would, if the brothers looked enough like him to replace him.
And they'll make him look enough like him. Like the things they can do.
So, what else is going on?
Okay, so for those who like the Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly team up, they are teaming up again with director Adam McKay for an immigration comedy called Border Guards. The fun starts when new guards Ferrell and Reilly get stuck in Mexico without identification and must sneak back into the U.S.
Meh.
Nah?
Meh.
Yeah.
I think they're
awesome.
They're both really good to be silly together. It's like a Jim Carrey and Steve Carell type team.
Great
They're just
comedy.
both funny.
I'm a sucker for Step Brothers and other guys. Like, I love those movies.
Those are good.
But I think people are gonna be like, it's gonna be a comedy. I'd say no. I think it's gonna be a straight up drama.
No.
You don't think so? I think
With Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly
Yes.
being a drama.
Yeah, because Adam McKay came out and said himself, I'm going in a complete new direction. I don't want to be making comedies anymore.
I could see John C. Reilly being in a drama after all. He was in Gangs of New York.
But Will
Ferrell, Everything Must Go, Stranger Than Fiction.
I'll admit I haven't seen those, but Will Ferrell.
I've seen Stranger Than Fiction though.
To me,
that was actually pretty serious.
To me, Will Ferrell has been stapled as the man-child in every single movie he's been in.
A Lego movie, kind of.
Yeah, but
perfect.
My thing is, I once supported the man because it's like he did really good in comedy, and I was just kind of worried that he would be that staple point because when Semi-Pro came out, which sucked, I was like, okay, Misfire, can you go into drama now? Maybe you could do something there. And then he did Land of the Lost, and that kind of disillusioned me. And I'm like, you're just playing the man.
Some actors need to stay where they are in the particular comedy. No. That's where he's good at, honestly.
No, not.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't be against a drama idea, but the likelihood of this movie being a comedy, not so much.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I like the concept. Who knows what it's going to be? It's only time will tell, right? It's still very early pre-production. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us again here at Pictures in Motion. It was a blast. We hope everyone had a happy Easter. We had a great one as well. Enjoy watching movies, everybody. And make sure you follow us at Pictures in Motion 1. What's your favorite Tarantino movie? We'd love to hear from you. We'll be up on YouTube, be at Facebook, Twitter. Follow us, find us. We got one more show next week before the end of the semester. Thank you so much for tuning in again, guys. You guys have a great night.